What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lose Your Ass podcast. As always, I'm here with Deirdre. We have a huge show in store tonight. We're being joined by Cole Boozer, everybody.
Now,
So,
this
guys.
guy is a former Temple Owl NFL player and most recently XFL with the DC Defenders. He's been protecting all those guys. We're super excited to have him on tonight, and we're going to start by asking him some questions. James, what's our first question for the guy?
All right, Cole, first off, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it. Glad to be on.
So, if you could just tell us about your Temple experience, what was it like playing for Matt Rule, and how do you think Matt Rule's coaching style will translate into the NFL?
So, when I was recruited under Rule, because Rule was the one who recruited me, Spelman was scholarship offer, and I was a tight end at the time when I first got recruited. And then towards the end, just before he left, I was switching to offensive tackle. I think that Rule is, I think he was a great coach. He kind of knows, he's a player's coach. He kind of knows how to get the best out of players, I would say. And he's got like a system, and it's just like, his process. And, it was always when we were playing, like, oh, he was our coach. It was trust the process, trust the process. I don't want to say he coined it before Joel Embiid, but
I was going to say
heard
that's
it
a
before
theme up
him,
in
but
Philly, isn't it? The theme up in
I don't
Philly
know if
for
he
you
has
guys.
it or not. No, so I mean, like, I think that he did it with us at Temple. He did it at Baylor. I think that he came from an NFL. He was with the Giants at one point before he came back to Temple. I think that the Carolina Panthers the next couple of years would be really a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Absolutely. There'd be
Yeah,
still around.
we've both been saying that too. I think that their pickups, including one of your ex teammates, right, with Robbie Anderson and PJ Walker.
Yeah, I've actually had a couple old teammates be picked up. So it's Robbie Anderson, PJ Walker, Colin Thompson, who's also in the XFL. He was a tight end /
Cool.
back in the XFL. And then I think I saw the other day a corner. There's a receiver, Keith Kirkwood, who was from the Saints. He went to Temple with me. He also got picked up by them. And then Derek Thomas is a corner. He got picked up by the Panthers, I think.
Well, yeah, he's doing a really good job. Just even in the draft, I thought he did a great job too, Matt Rule. You bring up in Temple that they moved you from tight end to right tackle. I know I watched an interview that you had in high school where you also played linebacker. What was the transition like for you in college, especially because you moved in from tight end to right tackle your junior year, correct?
Well, technically, but when I play, so in practice I'd play as a tackle my redshirt junior year, but in the games I'd be a tight end. So it was like I would wear, in practice I'd still wear my number. I would wear 87 in practice, but I'd be a backup left tackle or right tackle for whoever needed it. And then during the games I guess one of my buddies told me, he was like, yeah, you're like an average O lineman, but then when you get in the game, you're a Superman tight end because of how much bigger I was than most of the tight ends I was playing.
But your transition? Sorry.
Transition. No, you're good. No,
yeah.
So it was tough, I would say. So Rule just left when I was transitioning. Not transitioning, but like really committed to transitioning, like moving, whatever. And Rule was just about out after this championship year, and then the new coaching staff was changing to a spread. In the spread, most of the tight ends, unless you're running like a 4.6, 4.5, or at least a respectable 40 number. Not that I wasn't, it just wasn't fast for their system. So they're like, well, I'm like, well, I'm a blocking tight end. What do you want me to do? And he's like, well, like, just put some weight on. Like, we'll see what happens. I was like, all right. And then I just kept gaining. They're like, keep putting on weight. Like, we need a tackle. Like, we didn't have an extra tackle. Like, we had a left tackle, and then the other guy was kind of young. So they're like, all right, cool. We really need you to put the weight on for the team. Can you do this? I was like, all right, give me a little bit, and I'll do it. So in 6 months, I put on 25 pounds, I think. So I was 260 something, and then 265, and I went to 295 was my official weight. 270 to 295.
I think I put 25 pounds on during quarantine.
How what?
Not that kind of weight. Bad weight.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this has probably been tough for a lot of people, especially like, dude, I'm dying without a gym right now, man. I mean, all I'm doing is right now I'm just running, body squat, like like all body related stuff, like just trying to like stay healthy and try to push myself, but not to the point where I'm like, I'm breaking down. So it's kind of tough when you get to the professional level, like trying to measure out like how far you push your body before you're like, okay, you got to stop.
Yeah.
Was there a specific diet that you kind of went on to? Because I know at the combine they showed Ben Barch's diet that he went on to gain a lot of weight to become an offensive lineman. What did you have a specific diet that you did?
So when I was in college and I had to put weight on, I had to at the minimum eat 6 meals a day. If I didn't eat 6, then I was in trouble, like for my metabolism, because I'm not meant to be this big. Like if I don't eat right now, if I don't eat 3 meals a day, it's coming off. So like
yeah,
at the minimum. But like now that I've game up, it's not as hard to maintain 300, 300 plus. Mm-hmm. But like 6 meals a day, and then my O-line coach at the time, Chris Wiesahan, who's the tight ends coach at Georgia Tech now, he and another coach, like the assistant O-line coach at the time, would make shakes for me, and they were like 4,000 calorie shakes. Mm-hmm. So imagine 6 meals and then 4,000 calorie shake. You're like, you drink that shake and you're like, I was sleeping in the next 15, 20 minutes.
So Cole, what was it like for you playing in Tampa, and what did you learn from that experience?
I liked it a lot. It was when I first got down there, I was not ready for it at all. I don't think, not from a physical standpoint, like not physical, but like a mentally, I was there, but I wasn't. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So like I would say like there was a lot more intricacies that I learned when I was on the Bucs when I was there, as opposed to Temple, right? There was a couple more twists that I had to learn as an offensive lineman, and especially because the technique, since I was so fresh at the position, and I wasn't playing right in the pros, I was playing left. Oh. So because they didn't want me playing right, because I was a smaller guy, but I was agile, I could move really well. So learning a different side, like having to muscle memory, like the left side was a little challenging at first. So I didn't look great at first. And then I got a concussion my rookie year, and I was out for 3 weeks during camp. So that really, I thought I was going to get cut when I did it. And then I played my last game, and they kept me on the practice squad. I was happy. I was surprised. I think it was the small things I picked up during film sessions that was helped me in my last preseason game that kind of helped me a little bit. I don't want to say it was great, but for not practicing and playing for 3 weeks and then coming back right off the rip and guessing certain things, not guessing, but anticipating certain things quicker than someone who's just been laying it down, like trying to relax. It was definitely challenging for sure, though. But I enjoyed Tampa. I met a lot of great friends down there. For sure, that I'll definitely keep for a long time. I still talk to this day. But it was great. I loved it.
Awesome. So how was the adjustment from the Philly cold to the Tampa heat?
It was bad. So like, Philly gets hot, but it doesn't get like sweaty hot, like humidity hot. So like the humidity hot is, even though it gets humid in Philly, it's not like Tampa. Tampa's like, it crushes you. Like 90 degrees, 100% humidity, like whatever. So but when I was down there, I lived there for a year. I was used to the temperature at that point. But when I came back in the off season to come back here, I live in Maryland. So when I came back home to Maryland, I was literally like, it's like springtime, like right before I have to go back, and I'm still cold. Like I'm throwing sweatshirts, extra jackets, everything I can just to keep myself warm. My mom's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm freezing right now. Like I have thin skin. Like right now, it's bad. But next year during camp, it wasn't as bad because once I was back into the heat again, and it felt great. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
so
Body making the adjustment.
exactly.
So then, most recently, you've been playing with the DC Defenders. What was your XFL experience like? What was the biggest transition for you? I know you said that you're also a guy from Maryland. DC's pretty close. Was it awesome for your family to really be able to see you play?
Yeah, I loved it. I had a big, I guess you could say, I kind of gained a little bit of social media hype when I was in the XFL
Yes, you
because
did.
of the jersey.
Oh
They
yeah.
actually kind of cool. I didn't post this on social media yet, but they sent us our jersey.
Oh, that's awesome.
They sent us our white jersey, which is pretty cool. I kind of wanted the red one, but I'm cool with a jersey. Just give me one. No, I loved it though. I met a lot of good people down there. Like I still talk to, and then one of my teammates actually, who was my roommate during the season, Donnie Ernsberger. He was a tight end / fullback in Tampa when I was there. He got cut, went somewhere else, and then we both ended up eventually for the same team. So it was cool just to have someone else who I really got to know there, other than the offensive lineman, of course.
And it was also cool. You guys at the start of the season were probably the best team coming. You guys had such a hot streak. What was that like being on such a hot streak that you guys were on?
I think that once it was weird because every team in the XFL, when they played at home, they were amazing, but when they played away, they weren't great.
Yeah.
So if you bet the line on home teams, you probably came out higher than most. It's weird because like we won 2 games at home, right? We beat New York, we beat Seattle,
You
and then
guys
we went
killed
down.
New
We
York.
went
Yes,
right.
you did.
And it
You
was,
killed
it
New York.
I
was
watched
bad.
that.
It was fun. It was fun. And then we went to LA, and it just like it was weird. Like I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just not the hype behind it, or something. Or maybe people got distracted because maybe the flying and stuff like that. And then next week, so we lose that game, got beat pretty bad, and then we went to Tampa and we lost again. Didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Then we
'cause
come home again. Then we come home again and beat St. Louis. And St. Louis was the best in our conference at the time
Yes.
on the East side.
yeah.
And then we became the East champs, I guess. I'm still going to claim that.
Absolutely. Bring that title home.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the excitement like in the fans? Because I mean, in the arena with the XFL. Because I remember seeing videos of St. Louis, and St. Louis, they were going crazy. Was it similar in DC?
Yes. So St. Louis also I heard was the best because one of the best home stadiums because it was so loud because they'd sell out because finally got a team back since
Right.
the St. Louis moved to LA. I heard that was really crazy, but DC I loved it. I mean, granted it wasn't as loud as I played, like not loud. It was loud, don't get me wrong, but the amount of people you'd be surprised how much noise they can generate. So like for our stadium in the DC United Stadium, it could hold 20,000 people. And you're thinking like, oh, that's not gonna be too loud, right? But it's an intimate setting, so it's a soccer stadium, so it's a little bit more. It doesn't go out; it goes up a little bit, and all the sound goes down. So like once you hear everything, like it's crazy. Like at one point, we're playing New York, and we're going down in the red zone, and we're trying to hear the cadence, and we can't hear it from the quarterback from Cardell, and we're like we're telling the fans like in between the huddles from what little time I have, I'm like, yo, you guys can be quiet, like we can't hear him. Yeah, I mean, trying to signal a little bit.
How did that work?
We figured it out eventually. The fans, I think, eventually caught on, which helped. So I love that experience though, for sure. We had the cup snake. We had I would go, so my tradition at home was literally like after the game, I would change in the stuff I was wearing. Like I'd wear like some nicer clothes because you're walking in, you got to look presentable on game day. But as soon as you were done that, I'd walk probably a couple bars away or a couple blocks away to a bar called Mission, and hang out with some of the fans after the game if they were there, or like people who I was hanging out with, my friends. So it was kind of cool that after the third game, I wish we kind of got the fourth or fifth game going because I was going to start really kind of not advertising for them, but like being like, hey, if anyone wants to come meet me after the game, like I'm gonna be here. Like, let's have fun. And it slowly got more and more whatever. But it was awesome though. I really enjoyed the whole DC. I wish it stayed. It just kind of sucks that it couldn't continue for next year, because that was my whole plan for next year, since I didn't get an NFL call, but I got a couple different calls from other stuff, like from Canada.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the XFL, it was a lot of fun to watch too. I remember my birthday was, I think, the weekend that it had started, and we were at a bar and we were watching like all the games, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, with all the rule changes, I thought it was interesting for sure. That kind of changed the dynamic. So, for example, which kind of, offensive lineman learned after this. So our first touchdown for our franchise, we scored against Seattle, and we ran this flea flicker, like long pass to our tight end, like revert, like whatever, caught up a wheel route, like wide open. No one touched him, scored. And like we're so offensive linemen, we're so excited. We're sprinting down the field, like so happy, like to congratulate him like that. And then we get ready for field goal. Like me and the other tackle are getting ready for field goal, and then the quarterback goes, "Yo, what are you doing?" I was like, "What do you mean? Like we're getting ready for field goal?" He goes, "Nah, like remember we got to do another play again." And I was like, "What?" Like I just started panting. I can't catch my breath right now because I've been running so hard down the field. We learned very quickly after that, but it was fun. I loved it.
The first XFL game I watched, I saw them going for the conversion. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, it's the beginning of the game.
I mean, it's wild. I loved it though. It was so, they should put that in the NFL, so like teams would be a lot higher scoring games, like, you know what I mean? Especially with the kickoff rule too. Like the kickoff rule will be huge in the NFL. My buddies, they were telling me about that too. We wish we had that in the NFL.
I would definitely hit more of my overs if we implemented that in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
For the first couple of weeks, then Vegas will catch on. And
oh yeah, of course.
So, what are your thoughts on Pep Hamilton being hired by the LA Chargers as their QB coach?
I was happy for him. I didn't see it till the other day. I was really excited. I texted him. I said, "Congrats, coach, for getting the LA job." He worked really hard. He's a good coach, great players coach guy. Like, he coached some of the best. Like Andrew Luck was one of his quarterbacks that he coached for the Colts. Like, I mean, he knows his way how to work in an NFL system. So I'm excited to see him get the job in LA.
Obviously, he developed Andrew Luck, so you think he's probably more than likely going to have that same success with Justin Herbert?
I think he will. I think he will for sure. With the throwing mechanics and the thought process for the quarterbacks and stuff like that, I believe that he's going to help that LA team a lot.
As we talk about the XFL and your NFL experience, and obviously your Temple experience, you've played a lot of great games. What has been your favorite game that you've ever played?
Okay, so can I do a couple? Like one per team? I got a couple.
The more the merrier.
For Temple, I would say the AAC championship game, and also our bowl win the year after. For Tampa, I didn't play, but I was watching, obviously. I thought one of our best games was probably, I thought we should have won this one, was when the Steelers and Tampa played my rookie year on Monday night, when Deshaun Jackson got that kick return called back.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a cool game to be at and watch. And just be a part of it. And then DC, I would say New York. Just because of how we beat them and
you hurt me. You hurt me.
Sorry.
No, that was a great game. I mean, I remember watching that game and being like, they are getting slaughtered right now. I think I turned the TV off after a while.
Our defense was great. I loved it, and they flew around, and it made it easier for the offense just to kind of work and we still attacked, but it was like, okay, listen, I know the defense is gonna bail us out. If anything happens, they're that good.
Yeah, I was very impressed by the defense in the XFL too. I was impressed by everything, but I don't know if I expected the defense to be as good as it was in the XFL, and it was really good.
Yeah, I mean the league wasn't developed for defensive teams; it was developed for
No,
offensive players.
Yes, it was.
It was really
exactly.
so quick, and like you didn't get like used to get the timing down for the receivers and everything like that, and so it was really surprising. And our defense was phenomenal with like like people like Scooby Wright and
Hmm.
AJ Tarpley and Matt Elam, and they were beasts. They were awesome.
Scooby is one of the best names in football, by the way.
No, he's a guy. He's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
California dude, love him.
So Cole, we have some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
Little bit of thought, but not too much.
Okay.
All right. What is the best place in Philly to get a Philly cheesesteak?
I would say it's a couple. It's a couple. You got to go top three. There's no in between. It's wherever you're closest at the time. It's either John Roast Pork, D'Alessandro's, or Ishkabibble's. Those are the three. Like you go to either one of those, you're good. There's a Philly. That's the real Philly cheesesteak. I can't get one anywhere else. Like I can't leave. It's the only place I can get a cheesesteak.
Did those help?
I had
Did
a
those
layover.
help you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I had
Did
a
those
layover.
help you?
Go ahead, Dino.
Sorry. Did that help you transition from tight end to right tackle? Any of those Philly cheesesteaks?
Couple cheesesteaks,
Couple cheesesteaks.
A little bit of eating. Meal swipes helped.
I had a layover in Philly, and I was like, do I have enough time to go run somewhere? And unfortunately, I did.
Yeah.
I had an airport Philly cheesesteak.
Oh. I don't know if that's it's probably what was that, like a Tony Luke's or something, or a Geno's or a Pat's?
Geno's, it was.
Geno's, it's okay.
Good thing it was only an hour flight.
I will. That's not me. If I saw that cheesesteak, I've had it before, but it's like it's okay. It's not my favorite though.
So, obviously, you play tight end and offensive line. Which is more fun to play for you?
I guess since I've been more successful at tackle, probably tackle. It's less running, which is nice. Less route running, obviously. Yeah, I would say tackle for sure. It's a lot less in that sense, but it's a lot more. You have to think more, and you get the offense more as a whole as an offensive lineman than you do as a tight end, if that makes sense. Yeah, like I know all the run, I know all the pass stuff. The only thing I didn't know was the route combinations, but I knew everyone's job on run game, and I knew everyone's job on pass game. So it's like, it's nice knowing everything. Makes your job easier.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So you're big on social media, Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram. I have a bigger following. I don't tweet as much.
Okay.
I do. The only thing I do with Twitter really now is I kind of like repost a lot of Temple stuff just because obviously Temple. And then I started a Twitch stream for Call. Like I stream like Call of Duty on like off my Xbox and stuff like that for like fans who still want to connect with me. Like even though XFL's gone, like if you want to come on the channel and talk, like, or you know what I mean, or chat up, like I'm down to play. Or if anyone wants to come play, I usually am like, yeah, like let's run a couple games, like, you know what I mean? So cool. It's been fun though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you brought up Twitch because this is our next question. What is your favorite video game to play? They get tough.
It gets tough. So I only stream Call of Duty.
Okay.
But if I'm messing around and I'm playing with a couple people, like it's Madden probably.
Okay.
Do you have a go-to team in Madden?
I don't. If I want to win, I'm going to be the Ravens, obviously, because they're overrated. They're very overpowered in that game, especially with Lamar. I have an ultimate team though, so I play a lot with my ultimate team. I've been grinding with that for like a year now, like just all day, all night, like trying to get my team right. So.
All right. So, out of all the teams you've had, what is your favorite jersey to wear?
I mean, you can't go wrong with a Temple jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Temple. I like Temple a lot.
The
Um,
Under Armour jerseys are super nice.
the what?
The Under Armour
Yeah,
jersey.
I do. I like those a lot. Like unfortunately I missed out on the Nike era that's coming up now for Temple. Nike
Okay.
just got a new contract with Temple. Um, but yeah, so that probably that one. I did like the Defenders ones. Tampa was I didn't like the lettering as much, but I did like the jersey itself because it was a pro jersey. It was cool. My first one.
I noticed you stuck kind of with the Reds. It was kind of
Listen,
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
so well, first off, Temple's cherry, not red. So let's
okay.
get that straight. Everyone messes that one up.
I'm sorry. In
Temple's
that
cherry.
family, I apologize. You're right.
Yeah. But so it was weird because my high school was blue and gold and our rivals were red and gold or red and yellow. So I was never in my head, I was like, I'm never gonna ever wear red ever, ever, ever. Like coming out of high school, like I'm only probably gonna wear blue. My favorite color is blue. Like that's what we're going with. And then life's like, nope, you're wearing every red team. Like,
You might
so
have jinxed yourself a little bit.
yeah, seriously.
So last night we did a show, and one of our segments we had was the NFL's best jerseys bracket. We got them all bracketed, and I picked almost every red and black team to go through the next round.
You did.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. The Bucks throwback uniforms that are coming out now, like I love those. Those are sweet. Um, there's a couple jerseys I'm like, okay, and then the other ones like Atlanta, I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about
Atlanta's
those.
those
Yeah.
New
They're
Jerseys are a little
interesting. I
rough.
can't say a lot about them though because my buddy's like one of their quarterbacks, so I can't I don't want to talk on them. But
And they
yeah.
just drafted a Temple guy too.
Yeah, Matt Hennessy.
Matt.
He was my center when I was there at Temple. He's so smart. That dude's athletic, like so athletic. He deserves to be there, and he's worked so hard, and does so much extra stuff. He's gonna be great. I think they said that if I read correctly on one of them, it's like he has a chance to win the starting left guard job.
Wow.
That's
So,
awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't realize until I was like looking at your Instagram and your Twitter. Temple has had a very underrated program. They are developing pros like crazy.
Yeah, so every person, so this was the last year, actually. So if you want something to attest to rule, every person, the last people to graduate this year and get drafted or signed somewhere were under rule.
Really? Wow.
So rule recruited every single one of those guys, including myself.
Wow.
Wow.
And even if you go back, if you saw the Twitter thing I posted the other day about like the 36 people being in the NFL, that's not including in those jerseys. You're also missing the class before that also had like 3 people drafted and then like a bunch of other people signed somewhere. Like, yeah, I mean, our starting defense in 2015 or 16, I think 10 of the 11 of them signed somewhere or at least got drafted.
Wow. Yeah, that's an incredible stat.
Yeah, absolutely. So
We're definitely gonna be. We should be in a big conference for sure, but you know.
Hey, I love the American Conference though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I watched.
It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love the conference, but for coaches to be able to commit to a school like Temple, right now it's just a door. It's not a doormat, but it's a stepping stone to get up to another team. If we were in another Power 5 conference, or if they made the American a higher paid conference, make it a Power 6 conference, which they should, because we have big time programs in the American.
Oh yeah,
UCF,
I mean,
absolutely.
Memphis had a great year this year. Cincinnati had a great year this year. And Temple beat Memphis this year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was at the game on the
sideline. Were you?
It was awesome. But yeah, no, I mean, like, it's just unfortunately it's a stepping stone right now, and eventually someone will step up to the plate who's successful, and then will automatically, like, they'll stay and actually build the program and really build up everything for sure.
So we got to bring some excellent video footage that we've seen of you into this last one. What's your favorite beer to chug?
I would say probably a Bud Light. The seltzers that they had in the XFL, those are very easy to drink. Those are very easy. Bud Light's pretty easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
In college, also another way I gained weight is to drink heavies. So like I drink a couple of those.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I would say Bud Light would probably be the easiest beer to drink. Seltzer, I'd just say Bud Light seltzers are easy. Like I think they're the better tasting ones, and I would say that for sure.
Would those be also your go-to drinks at the bar as well? Would be like a Bud Light, or would it be?
Bud Light, probably just a regular Bud Light at the bar. If I'm drinking liquor, it's probably a Red Bull vodka or a vodka soda or something like that. Just something not too crazy, but
All right. I'm a Jack man myself.
Jack, you know what? If I'm like sitting and hanging, maybe a little Jack on the Rocks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I started watching Peaky Blinders, and it made me want to like bring like a little glass of like whiskey just while I'm drinking it while I'm watching the show.
I hear you. I got into that with Trailer Park Boys.
Love that show too. That's great. Love it.
So you mentioned about talking about the CFL. Me and Deirdre are actually going to be planning a trip up to Canada eventually.
Yes.
So if you do end up over there, we'll hit you up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I don't think I'll be there this year, but the plan is to definitely be in a professional league at some point.
Absolutely.
After this, and once I'm like fully recovered and stuff like that. So
we just got one more thing for you because I learned this a little bit before the show tonight. I thought it was really interesting, and then we'll let you go. I read somewhere that you were trying to learn Spanish.
So I was actually. So my plan was when this whole thing went down, I was like, all right, I'm gonna learn Spanish because I have an app on my phone that does it.
Duolingo?
That helps me learn Spanish. What?
Duolingo?
Lingo?
Yeah, I think it's called Duolingo or Duolingo.
Oh, that's not the one I use. I use a different one.
Gotcha.
But it's like, so I was gonna use that, and then my buddy's like, my buddy Donnie Ernsberger, who I was telling you about, streams video games, and I was just like, he's like, dude, like you're pretty good at Madden and Call of Duty, like you might as well try doing Twitch streaming, maybe like get some more fans instead of just learning Spanish. And I'm not saying he swayed me, because Spanish is I definitely should learn that like more fluently than what I know now. So I've kind of like gone all in on this. Like I bought a camera for my Twitch stream. Like I set this whole thing up. I'm now considered a Twitch affiliate, so I can now like earn money and get subscribers and such like that. And I love it though. It's fun and
awesome.
Meeting, like interacting with fans other than Spanish. Not that I don't have fans, I'm assuming, that are Spanish, but I think I can reach out more to my fans and people who want to hang out and talk on Twitch. So I thought that was a better route for now.
That's really cool. I've learned how to say hello in, I think, like 15 different languages just so I could greet people in their native.
And then they ask you, oh, you can speak like whatever language it is, and then they file on you like, oh, you're like, no, I only know how to say hello. I know how to say hello.
That's it.
He quickly retreats after that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Cole, thank you so much for coming on. You've been an absolute joy to have on the show. You are absolutely incredible, and you are a fan favorite for sure, and we cannot wait to see your next step. So thank you so much again.
Of course. Thank you for having me on.
We hope to have you back whenever you are available.
For sure. Let me know.
All right,
Man,
thanks so
you
much.
stay safe. Well,
Yep.
Stay safe.
Yep.
Yes.
No problem.
take care, buddy.
Yeah.